Welcome to the channel Error Coins Hunter, and oh my god, you are not going to believe what I am about to show you today because right now, I am holding in my hand one of the most dangerous coins ever to slip out of the United States Mint. And by dangerous, I mean dangerous to your wallet if you are a collector, and dangerous to your peace of mind if you have ever tossed a 2016 Lincoln Penny into a jar without looking at it twice. This is a coin that looks just like every other penny you have ever seen. Copper-colored, small, unremarkable. But underneath that ordinary surface, there is a massive error hiding in plain sight, and collectors across the world are willing to pay up to $9 million to get their hands on it. Yes, you heard that right. $9 million for a single penny. Now, before we dive deep into exactly why this coin is worth so much, and exactly how you can identify one in your own pocket change, I need you to do me a favor. Stick with me until the very end of this video, because after we finish talking about this 2016 Lincoln Penny, I'm going to reveal two more coins that are hiding in circulation right now. And trust me when I say this, what is coming next is going to shatter everything you think you know about rare coins. One of them is from 2015, and the other is from 1997. And the secrets behind those coins? I cannot even begin to tell you how insane they are, but we will get there. Right now, let us focus on this 2016 Lincoln Penny, because the story behind this coin is absolutely wild. So grab a seat, get comfortable, and let us go. The 2016 Lincoln Penny. And let me be very clear here. We're talking about a penny that was struck at the Denver Mint. That is what the D on the coin stands for. And the Denver Mint has been one of the two primary minting facilities in the United States for over a century. Now, the year 2016 was actually a very busy year for the Denver Mint. They were producing billions of Lincoln Pennies. And when you're talking about billions of coins being stamped out by massive machines running at incredible speeds, mistakes happen. Mistakes that nobody catches. Mistakes that slip right through quality control and end up sitting in cash registers, piggy banks, and jars on kitchen counters all across America. And one of those mistakes, one of those critical errors, is exactly why we are here today. Now, let me walk you through the specific error that makes the 2016 Lincoln Penny worth up to $9 million. And this is where it gets really exciting. The error we're talking about is what coin experts call a double die error. And no, that is not the same thing as being struck twice. A double die error happens before the coin is even made. It happens during the die-making process itself. See, to make a penny, the mint first has to create a die. Think of it like a stamp or a mold. And that die is pressed into a blank piece of metal to create the coin. But sometimes, during the process of preparing that die, the design gets pressed into it more than once, and it does not line up perfectly the second time. The result? A coin that has a ghost image, a shadow, a duplicate of the original design, slightly offset from the original. And when you look at it under magnification, it is unmistakable. You can see the letters, the numbers, the Lincoln Memorial. Everything appears doubled, and the shift is so obvious that once you see it, you cannot unsee it. Now, on the 2016 Lincoln Penny that collectors are going crazy over, the doubling is particularly dramatic. We're not talking about a tiny microscopic shift that you need a microscope to see. We're talking about a shift that is visible, in some cases, even to the naked eye. The Liberty text on the coin, the word Liberty that appears on every American penny, is noticeably doubled. The date, 2016, shows clear signs of doubling. And the Lincoln Memorial reverse design, doubled as well. This is what makes this particular coin so incredibly valuable. The error is massive, it is obvious, and it is undeniable. And here's the thing that keeps collectors up at night. Nobody knows exactly how many of these coins made it out of the mint. There is no official count. Some experts estimate that only a handful exist in circulated condition, which means that at any given moment, one of these coins could be sitting in your pocket right now, and you would have absolutely no idea. Now let me take you back to how this actually happened, because the story of the Denver Mint in 2016 is fascinating. The Denver Mint is located in Denver, Colorado, and it has been producing coins since 1863. Over the years, it has gone through countless upgrades and changes, but the fundamental process of stamping coins out of metal has remained largely the same. The machines are fast, they are powerful, and they operate around the clock. Workers monitor the process, but with billions of coins being produced, it is physically impossible to inspect every single one. Quality control can only catch so much, and that is exactly how errors like this one slip through. The double die was created during the preparation phase, and by the time anyone at the mint realized something was off, if they even realized it at all, thousands of these coins may have already been released into circulation. They were shipped out to banks, handed out as change, and scattered across the country. Some of them ended up in piggy banks. Some ended up in jars. Some of them probably ended up in wishing wells and fountains, tossed away without a second thought. And that is the tragedy of rare coin collecting. Most of these incredibly valuable coins are being destroyed or discarded every single day by people who have no idea what they are holding. Now, when it comes to auction history and real finds, the story gets even more incredible. Over the past few years, several 2016 Lincoln Pennies with this double die error have surfaced, and the prices they have fetched at auction have absolutely stunned the collecting community. Some of these coins have sold for thousands of dollars. Others have gone for tens of thousands. And the finest examples, the ones in the best condition, the ones where the doubling is the most dramatic and the surfaces are the most pristine, those are the ones that collectors are estimating could hit valuations close to $9 million. Now I know what you are thinking. $9 million for a penny? That sounds insane. And you are right, it does sound insane. But here is the thing. In the world of rare coins, value is not determined by what the coin is made of. It is determined by how rare it is, how historically significant it is, and how desperately collectors want to own it. And this 2016 Lincoln Penny checks every single one of those boxes. It is rare. It is historically significant as an example of a major minting error. And collectors are desperate to add it to their collections. So now you know what to look for. Check your 2016 pennies, hold them up to the light, use a magnifying glass if you have one, and look for that doubled image on the Liberty text and the date. You might just be holding a fortune in your hand. And speaking of fortunes, I promised you at the beginning of this video that after we finish with this coin, I would be revealing 2 more coins that are currently hiding out there in circulation. And I need you to understand, the secrets behind those coins are going to leave you absolutely speechless. We are talking about a 2015 Lincoln Penny with an error so shocking that even seasoned collectors were caught off guard when it first appeared. And then after that, we have a 1997 Lincoln Penny that is, without a doubt, the crown jewel of everything we are covering today. I cannot tell you exactly what makes them so special just yet. That is the whole point, but I can tell you this much. If you think $9 million was impressive, you are not ready for what is coming next. So do not click away. Do not close this tab. The best part of this entire video is still ahead of you. And trust me, you do not want to miss it. And if you thought that 2016 Lincoln Penny story was wild, just hold on, because next, the 2015 Lincoln Penny. Next, the 2015 Lincoln Penny. And I need you to pay very close attention right now, because what I am about to tell you is going to make you think twice every single time you pick up a penny from now on. This coin, this seemingly ordinary, everyday, completely unremarkable 2015 Lincoln Penny, has a collector value that has been estimated at up to $19 million. $19 million for a penny that was minted just 10 years ago. I know. It sounds absolutely impossible. But stay with me, because by the time I finish explaining everything about this coin, you're going to understand exactly why this number makes complete sense in the world of rare coin collecting, and more importantly, you're going to know exactly how to spot one if it ever crosses your path. Now, the 2015 Lincoln Penny. And once again, we need to talk about which mint produced this particular error coin, because the mint mark matters enormously when it comes to value. The 2015 pennies we're focusing on today were struck at a specific facility, and the errors that occurred during production at that facility created coins that are absolutely extraordinary. The United States Mint was, once again, producing massive quantities of pennies in 2015. We're talking about billions upon billions of coins rolling off the production lines every single day. And just like we discussed with the 2016 penny, when you are running machines at that kind of speed and volume, errors are not just possible, they are inevitable. But the error on this particular 2015 Lincoln Penny is not just any error. This is not a simple double die, not a simple strike through, not a common mis-strike that you can find in any coin dealer's bargain bin. No, this error is something completely different, and it is something that has the entire collecting community buzzing with excitement and FOMO like you would not believe. The specific error on this 2015 Lincoln Penny involves a catastrophic failure during the die preparation and striking process that resulted in a coin with features that are, frankly, shocking to look at. The design elements are so dramatically affected that when you first see this coin, your brain almost does not register what you're looking at. You think you're looking at a normal penny, and then you look closer, and then you look even closer, and then you realize, wait a minute, something is seriously wrong here, and that something wrong is exactly what makes this coin worth $19 million. Now, let me take you into the history and background of what was happening at the Mint in 2015, because context matters when you're trying to understand why certain errors become legendary in the collecting world. The year 2015 was a period of massive production demands on the United States Mint. The economy was growing, consumer spending was up, and the demand for fresh, uncirculated pennies was at an all-time high. Businesses needed coins. The Federal Reserve needed coins. And the Mint was under enormous pressure to meet that demand. And when you're under that kind of pressure, when your machines are running 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, when your workers are exhausted and your equipment is being pushed to its absolute limits, that is when the worst errors happen. That is when the mistakes that no one catches slip right through the cracks and end up in the hands of the general public. And that is exactly what happened with this 2015 Lincoln Penny. Now, I want to talk about why collectors are willing to pay such an astronomical amount of money for this coin, because the answer goes beyond just the error itself. In the world of rare coins, there's a concept called the condition rarity factor, and it is one of the most important things that determines a coin's ultimate value. See, it is not enough for a coin to just have an error. Plenty of coins have errors. What matters, what really matters, is whether that error is dramatic, whether it is unique, and whether the coin itself has survived in good condition over the years. And this 2015 Lincoln Penny checks every single box. The error is dramatic, incredibly dramatic. The coin has survived in remarkable condition. And the number of examples that are known to exist, that number is so small that every single one that surfaces at auction becomes a massive event in the collecting world. Dealers fly in from across the country. Private collectors make phone calls to their brokers. Auction houses set up special viewing events just so people can see these coins in person before the bidding begins. And when the hammer finally drops, the prices are staggering. We have seen similar coins with comparable errors and comparable condition, sell for amounts that would make your jaw hit the floor. And the finest known example of this 2015 Lincoln Penny with this particular error, experts are placing its value at up to $19 million. Now here's what I want you to think about right now. As you're sitting there watching this video, think about the last time you made change at a store. Think about the pennies that were handed back to you. Did you look at them? Did you really look at them? Probably not. Most people do not. Most people grab their change, shove it in their pocket or toss in a cup in their car, and they never think about it again. But what if one of those pennies, what if one of those coins that you tossed aside without a second glance was this 2015 Lincoln Penny? What if you were holding $19 million in your hand and you did not even know it? That is the terrifying, exciting, absolutely maddening reality of rare coin collecting. These coins are out there. They are in circulation. They're being spent, discarded, and thrown away every single day by people who have no idea what they're holding. And that is exactly why videos like this one matter, because awareness is the only thing standing between you and potentially finding one of these coins yourself. Now, I also want to address something that a lot of people ask when they hear about coins like this. And that question is, how do I actually find one? The honest answer is that there is no guaranteed method. You cannot walk into a store and say, "Give me all your 2015 pennies, please." Well, actually, you can, and some collectors do exactly that. They call a penny roll hunt, and it is one of the most popular hobbies in the entire coin collecting community. You go to your local bank, you ask for rolls of pennies, and you sit down and sort through them one by one, looking for errors, looking for varieties, looking for that one coin that could change your life. It is tedious. It is time-consuming. But the people who do will tell you the thrill of finding something special makes every single minute worth it. And now, before we move on to the final coin in today's video, I need to remind you of something. We still have one more coin to reveal. And this last coin, is the reason I asked you to stick around from the very beginning. The 1997 Lincoln Penny that is coming up next is, without question, the most shocking, the most valuable, and the most unbelievable coin we are going to cover today. Everything we have talked about so far, the 2016 D penny, this 2015 penny, all of it has been building toward this moment. The 1997 coin is the grand finale, the crown jewel, the one that is going to make you sit back in your chair and say, I had no idea a penny could be worth that much. So do not go anywhere. Do not close this video. The biggest reveal is coming up in just a few seconds, and I promise you, it is going to be worth the wait. Are you ready? Because here it is. Next, the 1997 Lincoln Penny. Next, the 1997 Lincoln Penny. And I need you to understand something before I say another word, because this is the moment you have been waiting for since the very beginning of this video. Everything I have shown you today, the 2016 D Lincoln Penny worth up to $9 million, the 2015 Lincoln Penny worth up to $19 million, all of it, every single second of it, has been building toward this coin. This 1997 Lincoln Penny. Because this right here is the grand finale. This is the coin that collectors have been whispering about for decades. This is the coin that has changed lives. This is the coin that has made ordinary people into millionaires overnight. And the value that experts have placed on the finest known example of this 1997 Lincoln Penny? $27 million. $27 million for a single penny that was minted over 28 years ago. I want you to let that number sink in for a moment. $27 million. That is not a typo. That is not an exaggeration. That is a real number that real collectors are willing to pay for a real coin that looks, at first glance, just like any other penny you have ever held in your hand. And the real reason, this coin commands such an extraordinary value is a story that I have been saving for this exact moment. And it is a story that is going to absolutely blow your mind. So let us go. The 1997 Lincoln Penny. And right away, we need to talk about the year because 1997 was not just any ordinary year in American history. It was a year of massive economic growth. The dot-com boom was in full swing. Consumer confidence was sky high. Americans were spending money at an incredible rate, and that meant the United States Mint was under enormous pressure to produce coins, specifically pennies, at a rate that had never been seen before. The Philadelphia Mint and the Denver Mint were both running at near maximum capacity, churning out penny after penny after penny, day after day, night after night. And it was during this period of intense, relentless production that one of the most legendary minting errors in American coin history was born. Now, the specific error on this 1997 Lincoln Penny, and I want you to pay very close attention here because this is where the magic happens, is what coin experts classify as one of the most dramatic and rare error types ever documented on a Lincoln Penny. We're not talking about a minor double die. We're not talking about a small strike-through or a tiny die chip. No, the error on this 1997 penny is on a completely different level. This is a coin where the minting process went so catastrophically wrong that the resulting coin is, in many ways, almost unrecognizable as a standard Lincoln penny. The design elements, the portrait of Abraham Lincoln, the text, the date, the mint mark, all of these features have been affected by the error in ways that are so dramatic, so visually stunning, that the first time most people see this coin, they genuinely cannot believe it is real. They think it must be a fake. They think it must be altered. They think someone must have taken a normal penny and done something to it on purpose. But no, this coin came straight out of the United States Mint, exactly as you see it, errors and all, and it slipped right into circulation without anyone stopping it. And that is what makes it so incredibly, unbelievably rare. Now let me take you deep into the history of how this error was created, because understanding the minting process is the key to understanding why this coin is worth $27 million. At the United States Mint, coins are made through a process called striking. A blank piece of metal, called a planchet, is placed between two dies, and then an enormous amount of pressure is applied, forcing the design into the metal. The dies themselves are the most critical component of the entire process. They are the tools that transfer the design onto the coin, and if anything goes wrong with a die, if it cracks, if it shifts, if it is improperly prepared, the coins it produces will carry that error forever. And in 1997, something went very wrong with one of the dies at the Mint. The exact nature of the malfunction has been the subject of debate among coin experts for years, but what we don't know is this. The die that produced this particular 1997 Lincoln Penny was severely compromised. Whether it was due to excessive wear, improper hardening, a manufacturing defect, or some combination of all of these factors, the result was a die that produced coins with errors so dramatic that they stand out as some of the most visually striking error coins ever created by the United States Mint. And here is the critical detail that separates this coin from every other error coin we have discussed today: the number of surviving examples. With the 2016 D penny, we said that the exact number of coins in circulation is unknown. With the 2015 penny, we said the same thing. But with this 1997 Lincoln Penny, the situation is even more extreme. The number of known examples with this specific error, in collectible condition, is so incredibly small that each one is treated almost like a museum piece. Every time one surfaces, every time a collector finds one in a roll of pennies, or pulls one out of an old jar, or discovers one at an estate sale, it becomes national news in the coin collecting world. Dealers scramble. Collectors panic. Auction houses prepare for what is guaranteed to be one of the most intense bidding wars of the year. And the prices? The prices are legendary. Now I want to tell you about some of the real finds and auction results that have surrounded this 1997 Lincoln Penny, because the stories behind these coins are just as incredible as the coins themselves. Over the years, several examples of this error penny have surfaced in completely unexpected ways. Some are found by everyday people, not professional collectors, not dealers, just regular men and women who happen to be going through their pocket change one day and notice something different about one of their pennies. They looked closer. They held it up to the light. They grabbed a magnifying glass, and what they saw made their hearts race. One story that has become almost legendary in the collecting community involved a man who found one of these 1997 error pennies in a jar of coins that had been sitting in his garage for years. He had no idea what he was looking at. He took it to a local coin dealer, almost as an afterthought, and the dealer's reaction, the way the dealer's hand started shaking when he saw what it was, told him everything he needed to know. That coin eventually sold at auction for a sum that completely and utterly changed that man's life. Stories like this are exactly why so many people in the collecting world are obsessed with penny hunting. Because it does not matter who you are. It does not matter how much money you have, or where you live, or what you do for a living. If you find the right coin, if you find this coin, everything changes. Now, for those of you who are watching this video and thinking, okay, I want to find one, here is what you need to know. The 1997 Lincoln Penny with this error will not look normal. That is the good news. Unlike some errors that are so subtle you need professional-grade equipment to spot them, this coin's error is dramatic enough that once you know what you're looking for, you will recognize it. The design distortion, the unusual appearance of the strike, the way certain elements of the coin look wrong, all of these things will jump out at you if you're paying attention. And that is the single most important thing I can tell you today. Pay attention. Every time you receive change, every time you empty out a piggy bank, every time you find an old jar of coins in the back of a drawer, look at your pennies. Really look at them. Hold them up. Turn them over. Examine them. Because $27 million could be sitting right there in your hand. And if you're not looking, you will never know. Now, as we come to the end of this video, I want to take a moment to talk about what this all means, not just for collectors, but for all of us. The story of the 1997 Lincoln Penny, the 2015 Lincoln Penny, and the 2016 D Lincoln Penny is ultimately a story about awareness. It is a story about how the most extraordinary treasures can hide in the most ordinary places. It is a story about how a single penny, a coin that most people would not even bother to pick up off the ground, can be worth more than a luxury home, more than a luxury car, more than most people will ever earn in an entire lifetime of work. And that is what makes rare coin collecting one of the most thrilling hobbies on the planet. You do not need to be rich to get started. You do not need special equipment or insider connections or years of experience. All you need is eyes. All you need is the willingness to look, really look, at the coins that pass through your hands every single day. So here's what I want you to do right now. After this video ends, I want you to go find every single penny you have. Check your pockets, check your drawers, check your jars, check your car, and I want you to look at them. Every single one. Check the dates. Check the mint marks. Look for doubled images. Look for anything that seems off or unusual or different from what you would expect a normal penny to look like. And if you find something, if something catches your eye, do not throw it away. Do not spend it. Take it to a professional. Get graded. Find out what it is worth. Because on this channel, Error Coins Hunter, we are dedicated to helping you find these incredible coins. And we're going to keep bringing you videos just like this one, revealing the rare coins that are hiding in plain sight all around you. So if you enjoyed this video, if this information blew your mind even a little bit, I need you to hit that subscribe button right now, because there are more videos coming, and the coins we're going to reveal in the future are going to make even this seem like just the beginning. Thank you for watching. Thank you for staying until the very end. And remember, the next penny you pick up could just be worth $27 million.